guys, I'm starting to feel a little worried about Charles Oliveira at UFC 309, okay? I know when this matchup first got announced, a couple months ago, I was saying that, bro, this is the most pointless matchup ever. Why are we making this when it's obvious that Oliveira is just going to go in there and, submit, knock out, do whatever he wants with Michael Chandler. But the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm watching tape, the more I'm watching some of these interviews, I'm starting to think, these odds, minus 250 Charles Oliveira, I don't think, I think it's more 50-50. I genuinely think that Michael Chandler has a pretty goddamn good chance, okay? I don't think that this is, a TikTok comment section, Instagram comment section that's saying, bro, Michael Chandler took a 2-year break just to get chinned by Oliveira. Maybe it happens. I'm still going to, predict Oliveira to win, but I ain't going into this with, the confidence of, 100% Oliveira wins. I'm not going into this fight like that, okay? I feel like Michael Chandler, there are several things, okay? There's the mentality, which I kind of want to get into. Dude, Michael Chandler you'd think this guy, after being trolled by Conor McGregor for the past 2 years, you'd think this guy would be in some sort of depression hole, saying, alright, I guess I gotta fight Oliveira now. Just desperate to get some, a little bit of pay. But this guy's going in there. You watch the countdown episodes, you watch these interviews. He's going in there with an entire game plan of, alright, I'm gonna beat Oliveira. Then I'm gonna fight McGregor in February. Then I got July, I think I got Islam, who I'm gonna fight. And then after that, I think I'm gonna fight against Max Holloway towards the end of the year, get that BMF belt. He's got a whole game plan, and he's very confident. And I've seen people in these comments saying, bro is actually delusional. That's something I don't like, okay? I don't like, if you've been on this channel before, I don't like when people get called delusional for, thinking something, okay? And is he delusional a bit? Because we have seen him lose. We have seen yes, he is. It's not a Topuria scenario where Topuria has never lost, and he says this and gets called delusional, but he does it, right? But I do think that fighters need to have a certain level of delusion, okay? I think that, if you're a Michael Chandler, you shouldn't be going in there with the game plan of, well, let's see, I hope I beat Charles, but, if I don't, I don't know where it goes from there. That's not what I want to see, okay? I want to see Chandler, if I were a Chandler fan, okay? Because I'm an Oliveira fan, but, if you're a Chandler fan, you should be kind of, you should be fucking smiling, because it does look like Chandler is going in there with the right attitude, okay? You watch the countdown episode, you see this guy saying, I was a split second away from beating Charles Oliveira. I was gonna be the world champ, okay? He's got the attitude of, if Mark Goddard would have been in there, I would have been the champ. That's what he's saying, basically. He's thinking, fuck, man, I was literally this close. I was this close to beating fucking Charles Oliveira, and he got me. But I don't think that's, necessarily a bad attitude to have, because he's going in there with the revenge game plan. He's going in here. This is the difference. Oliveira's going into this fight thinking, man, I've already beat this guy. Okay, I've already beat this guy. It's whatever. It's just another fight. Michael Chandler is going into this thinking it's the biggest fucking revenge story. This is a part of his storyline. This is serious. This ain't no, just another fight. This is a fucking entire storyline for him that he needs to do in order to, satisfy his fucking story, bro. His whole UFC story arc where he gets beat, he goes to wars, and he gets beat again, and then he fucking, waits 2 years for Chandler, or for fucking McGregor, I couldn't think, and then he fucking, comes back, beats Oliveira, comes back, beats Islam, comes back, beats everyone. That's what he's thinking in his head. And I look at Oliveira, this motherfucker, he's talking about, man, I just like to be a good story about, I used to be a quitter, and, I got my belt back, and, it's amazing, my story. He's talking like his story's already been told. He's not talking like, I can't wait to get the belt back. I don't see that from Charles. I'm sorry, I don't. As a Charles fan, I miss seeing this hungry Charles, who looked like he genuinely wanted to fucking kill everybody. He looked like he wanted to, he just looked like a different beast, man. But now when I see Charles, it looks a bit more like he's, he's fine. He's already hit the highs of the sport, and he's just, he's going in there. He's going in there. If he loses, it's whatever. And I don't know, man. I feel like the Arman Sarukian fight, it was a dude, the one thing that I'll say, and why I feel confident in Charles as well, why why I feel like I'm still going to pick him, even though I do see these things from Chandler that are showing me maybe, Chandler is a good underdog. But the one thing that makes me confident is that the Arman Tsarukyan fight was so fucking close, okay? If that shit would have been 5 rounds, I feel like Oliveira would have won. That's why I don't feel like that was a real loss, a brutal loss where, the whole mentality's just shot for the entire fucking year. You feel like, as a Charles fan, it's just over. I didn't feel that when he lost. I felt that, he's gonna come back. He 100% comes back from this. This isn't even setting him back that much because it was a split decision. He looked good in the fight. He had moments where it looked like he could have submitted Arman, okay? And, I don't know. I don't feel like, this is necessarily the end of the story. That's why I have some level of confidence, going into the fight with Chandler, but I don't know, man. And then I see, this shit about when I'm watching tape, I see, Charles is getting fucking dropped a lot. Okay, he's open. I could see Chandler. My nightmare scenario would be Chandler chinning Oliveira, but I could see a bunch of ways, bro. I could see him, getting some gritty fucking wrestling in there, doing some 12-6 elbows in there. I could see that, bro. Like we saw with Arman how good he was able to control Oliveira and, throw some elbows in there, make Oliveira bleed while Oliveira's trying to go for an arm and trying to go for, a submission. And we see that Oliveira gets so caught up, he's comfortable being on his back. He gets so caught up trying to go for a submission that we see him take some damage. And I could see, I know Chandler does go in there with some of the stupidest game plans we've ever seen, but if he's game planning, if he goes into here with, the right game plan, I could see him taking advantage, using his gritty American wrestling, and actually beating Charles Oliveira. That's why this ain't my most confident pick when I say I'm going to be picking Charles. This isn't a Topuria Max Holloway pick where I said Topuria was the lock of the year. And I predicted him to win, what did I say, round 4 KO? That was extremely impressive. He KO'd him in round 3, but dude, that was a pick that I genuinely felt confident in. This is a pick that I'm going in here with, dude, I'm mentally preparing myself. And I think we, as Charles Oliveira fans, need to prepare ourselves for this being, not the greatest story that we're looking for, okay? This could be a bad night for us. And that's why I just want to be a realist, bro. I just want to be real with you guys. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be what we're looking for, bro. I don't know if it's going to be I'm hoping that Charles Oliveira goes out there in round 1, just fucking knocks out Chandler, and that's it. But do I see that happening? Do I genuinely see Charles doing that? No, okay? I don't see him doing that. I see him facing adversity as he did in the first fight. And my worst nightmare is Michael Chandler, going through that adversity and fucking continuing it and fucking knocking out Charles Oliveira. That would be my worst nightmare. But, we'll pray for that not to happen. I'm gonna need to do a prayer for Stipe to beat Jones, which I don't see anything happening there. I don't see Stipe beating Jones. I'm hoping he does, but I'm gonna need to do a prayer for that. And I'm gonna need to do a prayer for Charles Oliveira. Okay? That's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys, very confident? Do you think he's gonna sweep the floor with Chandler? Because I don't think so. But, it's whatever. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.